Hello. We've got some examples of double stuffing here that involve things other than latex. We have talked about them in a previous video where we've put orbs into latex balloons to get the pastel safaris and things like that, and we talked about putting latex into crystal clears to get the mirror effect and the iridescent kind of look. What we didn't do was explain how we did it, because at that point we were just talking about the colours and the textural changes that you can get by doing this, but we're getting quite a lot of questions about the actual method involved, so thought we would show you that in this video here. I'm just going to show the two types here. So we'll put a 24-inch reflex latex into a crystal clears, but you can also see here that it's entirely possible with a 12-inch latex inside the petite clears, and this gives you this incredible mirror finish, really shiny. So that's fun, but we can get that one there, and we're also going to then put an Orbz into an 18-inch Sempertex latex. I've got a zebra print here with a pastel matte pink, but this one is in the satin pearl, and these are that's in white, that's in pastel matte blue. You get a different look and a different textural change. So we'll start with this one, because this is actually a little bit more complicated than the other one. And the first step is to pre-inflate the latex balloon. So we want to blow it up as large as we dare. And then hang on to it for a little while, just to let the latex relax a little bit and become a bit softer. As long as we've got it slightly bigger than the finished size, we know we're going to be okay. Okay, we can let that down now. And the next step is to roll the orb. So open it out and then just roll it up from one side to the other, nice and tight so that it's nice and slim. So we've got a nice thin rolled finish, and then we can fold it into 3 parts. That will make it easier to stuff into the balloon. You could use balloon stretching tools for this, but it really isn't necessary if you've rolled the orb nice and tightly to begin with. And then pull it into the balloon so that the opening in the orb is as close to the neck of the latex as you can reasonably get. Make sure that the neck isn't twisted, and then put some air back into the latex balloon. Not all the way this time, but enough to give the orb room to unfold inside. Now obviously you can air fill this if you want to, if you're going to put it on some kind of framework or use it in an air filled design, but you can also helium fill it. It's quite capable, it's got enough lift to fly perfectly well with helium. So I will helium fill this one. Get the tip of the regulator into the valve and then slowly inflate. It's quite tricky because you can't really see what you're doing, so you have to do it as much by touch as by eye. Keep your eye on the latex balloon so that it doesn't overinflate. You will need to let some air out of this periodically so that we don't pop it, but you do also need to keep a little gap between the orb and the latex so that they don't stick together. Once the orb is fully inflated, you can just see it here. Then we can let the remainder of the air out of the latex balloon. Just push it around to push the air, any trapped air, out of the neck of the balloon. And there you've got it. Now there's a few creases left, so at this point you can just top it up if you need to, because there won't be too much movement between the orb and the latex, and it would be fine. So now we can top it up until the orb is properly inflated like that. So this gives you lots and lots and lots of possibilities to change the textures, to change the colour, to change the look of what you're doing, and it really does open an awful lot of windows of opportunity, because they do look quite stunning together. For the other one, we've got the 24-inch reflex blue on this occasion, and the Crystal Clearz blue. But you can see some of the colours you can get if you do other combinations. So that is a reflex gold inside Crystal Clearz yellow. This is reflex pink inside the dark pink Crystal Clearz. That one is rose gold in orange. This is silver in clear, purple in purple, and so forth. But you can get this really intense mirror finish really easily by using these. The other advantage, of course, is that the double layer, the extra layer of the latex inside the Clearz, means that the helium leakage is slowed dramatically. And so it does give you the opportunity to vinyl these, to personalise them. On the short term, they'll work perfectly well for an event. They won't last a fortnight, but this purple one here, that was inflated 24 hours ago, and it still looks good. So your vinyl will last a day or so, which means if you want to use them for an anniversary party, birthday party, something like that, then it's entirely possible to do. Put some air into the Clearz. Don't want to put too much in, because we've got to get it out again afterwards. So a little bit, but enough for you to be able to remove the valve. And there is another video on the Decorator Hub on the amscan.co.uk website that explains in detail how to remove the valves from the Clearz. But use that to push the valve out, and then get rid of as much of the air as you reasonably can. We're aiming to not have a gap between the latex and the Clearz. Push it out, and then take your 24-inch latex and a balloon straw or chopstick or anything that you are comfortable with using to insert the latex into the Clearz. On this size it can be a little tricky because the latex is rather bulky, but it will go and you'll be fine. The smaller ones in the petites, where you're just using a 12-inch balloon, is very, very simple. But just push that in there, and perhaps I should have got my balloon stretching tool here, but that's fine, it's going. There we go. Once we get past the main bulk of the balloon, everything's fine. Once again, try and make sure that it's not twisted, because there will be a tendency for the latex to stick to the Clearz, and if it's twisted round, that could cause an issue. And then once again, you can air fill it if you want, but it will fly very, very well with helium. Just inflate the 24-inch and there it goes. And you can see the astonishing mirror effect that you get with the Clearz covering the reflex finish. It's quite remarkable. And there you have it, it's that simple. Tie it off as normal. And the job's done.